not going to give a big intro to this video, but with the announcement of the Sly Cooper movie, I figured that now would be a good time to show this off. So about a year ago, I made a Sly Cooper action figure out of an old G.I. Joe because I was bored, and it seems that whenever I play a video game or watch a movie, I immediately feel like I have to go buy or make an action figure of it. I'm not sure if I have a mental illness or what. Maybe I do and people just won't tell me. But anyways, here's the front and back of the figure. It's pretty nice. As you can see, he stands at about 4¼ inches tall and about 11 centimeters, so he's not that big. So the figure has a ball joint at the neck, and it looks left and right, but a little bit up and down. I actually made the bandanas out of a twist tie, like a little black one that I found in the fodder bin. And it's pretty good. It's fully posable and whatnot, and you can get some good poses out of that. Next up are the arms. They were just made out of standard G.I. Joe arms that plugged into the sockets. They have universal joints up at the shoulders, and they don't have very good articulation down by the elbows, but you have some good swivel joints at the wrist. He also has a ball joint down at the waist, which is secured by a rubber band, just like most G.I. Joes. Unfortunately, when I was making him, I accidentally snapped the rubber band included, and I had to completely get a new rubber band and make it the correct size, and luckily it worked out. I mean, it may be a little loose, but it's good enough for my liking. There are ball joints at the thighs, which is common for G.I. Joe figures like this, but they work pretty well, I think. The knees aren't very special. They just have normal, about 90-degree swivels. I used some fabric for the fur around the knees. It's flexible, but once it was painted up, it ended up kind of bad. Unfortunately, I coated this figure in super glue, so it's probably all gonna peel off one of these days, which kinda sucks. I think next time I'll remake it with the new double ball joints that the G.I. Joes that aren't from the dollar store have. Also, there's no ankle articulation. I don't think I'll fix that next time. So yeah. The base for his tail is actually one of those, you know, fuzzy pipe cleaners that you see. You can kind of see it around the edge, and then I just drilled a hole in the butt and inserted it. It does pretty good. It can move up and down and side to side. Next time I want to use a more articulated tail though, so yeah. Now let's get a little more in detail about the figure. His hat was made from that little Mario figurines that you can buy at almost any store. I found it actually in the road, so that was a little cheap of me, but didn't want to go pay $6 just to cut up a little Mario. Like I've said before, the bandana is made out of a little black twist tie. The head is completely sculpted over an original G.I. Joe head. And in order to get the body and the arms to look like he's wearing a shirt, I actually had to put fabric over it. That's what made the elbow articulation so poor. Next time, though, I think I'm going to use a Cobra Commander. That way he's already somewhat fabric-y looking. And I added his little, what is that, like, leg fanny pack? I guess it's a leg fanny pack on the side of his leg. I used a red rubber band and then clay to sculpt the rest. The feet were just shaved down and sculpted over, you know. Fabric was used for the knees, and I don't know if you can see it, but I actually cel-shaded, well, tried to make it look cel-shaded on some of the parts, like some of the brim of the hat and his little crevices on his face and in the ears. I used it on the edge of some of the gloves and in between the fingers, and you can kind of see it on the pouch right there. So I was pretty happy with that, but like I said before, I want to remake this figure someday. Of course, what would Sly Cooper be without his Cooper cane passed down to him from his father? It's just a little bit taller than him, as you can see. I made it out of toothpicks and some clay, He also comes with a pair of fists from that poor roadkill Mario. May you rest in pieces in my spare part bin. As you can see, the fists are just put on toothpicks, which fit perfectly into the peg holes on the G.I. Joe. So they just pop out and pop back in with ease. And they are pretty stiff in there, so you don't have to worry about them flopping out. Also, he has a backpack, which is seen in a few of the games. It has elastic for the straps so that they don't break and it can easily fit on him. And, of course, what would he be without the Thievius Raccoonus, his entire ancestry? The Thievius Raccoonus was made out of cardboard and some paper. It has a little latch on the front that can easily come undone. Inside, it has all the pages of, well, not every page, but I included a page for every ancestor that I could find of his and drew a picture of their cane. Keep in mind that not all of their canes were shown on the wiki or in the video game, so some of them I made up based on their personalities. The names in order are Bob's, Sly Cooper, Sly Cooper III, Sly Cooper II, Sly Cooper, Sir Galeth, Slay, Ryoichi, and Ryoichi actually had two different canes, which was interesting. We have Henrietta, Tennessee Kid, Karen Cooper Giwa, Rob. We have BF Cooper, Suzanne Cooper. Oh, and I forgot, it has a little bookmark, which is pretty cool in my opinion. We have Sir Andrew, Colonel Reed, Augustine, Brusso Coop. We have Matthew De La Cooper, Huckleberry Cooper, Thaddeus Winslow II, Thaddeus Winslow III, Otto Von Cooper, Drake Cooper, Sally Cooper. We have Dev Cooper, Chris Cooper, Kelly, Connor, and Sly. And Connor was actually Sly's father. I believe they said that that was his name in PlayStation All-Stars. Yeah, that seems about right. And it's even got like the little stripes on the back. So yeah. And it's time for some comparisons. Here he is next to a normal 3 3/4 inch figure. I used a G.I. Joe right then. Here he is next to a 3-inch Sonic figure, which is popular nowadays. And here he is next to a Marvel Legends figure. I'll get around to telling why the hands are missing. Just wait. So, all in all, that's pretty much the figure. You can get some okay poses out of him. I know other people probably won't like it, but this figure definitely has a place in my heart, and especially on my shelf. It was one of my first attempts at making an action figure, and I'll always love it, but I'm probably going to make a new one and replace it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Goodbye.